guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm very excited because today's drugstore dealer dump is all around skincare, particularly the Versed skincare line exclusively at Target. If you guys are not familiar with this brand, it was created by the same founders of Who What Wear, which is, I'm sure if you've been to Target, you know what Who What Wear is. It's literally the cutest line of clothes that is just, let's just say I pick something up every single time. I am there at that establishment. I can't help myself. So they came out with a skincare line called Versed. I think a lot of people have been intrigued by it because they're not only sold at the drugstore, but they are vegan, cruelty-free, clean products, and they have EU standards, which if you guys are not familiar with what that is, basically the States have a different set of standards than Europeans do, and European standards for getting things like certified as clean or organic, anything like that is so much harder. So the fact that they have that stamp of approval, I think means a lot. Also, every single one of their products, which is 19 in total, is under $20, which I think if they're effective, that means that that's huge, you know, like you're not breaking the bank. One other thing, if you guys have tried something like The Ordinary, this brand has been compared somewhat to it because of the low price point and the simple packaging. That whole idea of really simplifying packaging so that way the consumer is not paying for all that other fluff is what The Ordinary is all about. And I think Versed kind of picked up on that a little bit, and they really kept their packaging simple and straightforward. If you can see, this is what this looks like. Everything is like, there's no fuss, but you know what I love about this? I'm actually in love with the packaging because it's unisex. I feel like some of it's so beautiful. Like I would keep this on my vanity, no problem. My husband would be able to use this and not feel intimidated to use it if this was on his bathroom counter. So I actually really appreciate the packaging for that reason. I am testing out 7 of the 19 products. Now, I have been dying to do more and more skincare on YouTube, but I've been a little reluctant only because I feel like everyone is always inundated with so many new skincare products, and I really wanted to take my time and test each line of products that I'm gonna be presenting to you guys. Because if you are watching this video and then you take my word for something and you have similar skin type or you just trust what I say, I just wanna make sure it's worth your while. Even if it's $5 or $25, I just wanna make sure that I'm doing my due diligence so that way you can make your purchases that much more confidently. So with that said, I got half of these in a PR package from Versed, and the other half I actually purchased myself just based on some research that I was doing and things that I was curious to try out. I have a few star products that I'm like, I know are gonna be in my rotation, and a few that I could leave. But I'm going to go in order of how I would use them, which generally with skincare, it's always thinnest to thickest. And so we'll just go by that. I'm gonna start off with this, which is the Versed Day Dissolve Cleansing Balm. So this has eucalyptus oil and vitamin E in it. I will tell you guys, as far as cleansing balm goes, you know, like I know the pharmacy and IT Cosmetics, they have some that are on the market that are all the rage and everybody loves them. I don't know why, but for me, cleansing balms are not my jam. Like, I just don't like them. I know it gets stuff off, but it just hasn't been my thing. I don't know why, because I feel like a lot of those ones leave residue. This one, I was beyond surprised. It is magic. Like, it is so good, and it's $17.99. So remember, everything I'm gonna be talking about is under $20. This is $17.99. It's good, okay. It smells like eucalyptus, but it has that Vicks scent, you know what I mean? Like, you open it, it reminds me of the baby Vicks that I rub on my kids' chest when they're sick. And so, I don't know, I love the way it smells, and but that doesn't mean it's irritating to your eyes or anything like that. But the consistency is like milky smooth, it's like Vaseline, it has tiny, you know, like texture-wise of coconut oil, but it's so much lighter, it dissolves everything. And when I have full face of makeup on, it takes mostly everything off. I have a hard time with getting my eye makeup off anyways, but this does a darn good job. And even when I'm rubbing it on my eyes, I don't feel like that, sometimes that foggy feeling where you can't see after you use a cleansing balm. But with cleansing balms in general, I usually use them at night when I do have makeup on that I want to get off, and I use it as my first step of a 2-step cleansing process. This brings up a second cleanser that they have, which is called the Wash It Out Gel Cleanser with rosewater and seaweed extract. So this reminds me of something that my husband would happily use and be just fine with. And I have to tell you guys a little story. So my best friend's a dermatologist, and I remember a while ago when I was starting to get really into skincare, and I'm like, okay, tell me what I absolutely should be spending my money on and what I don't need to be spending money on. And the one thing that she's told me that really stuck with me was that, you know, when it comes to cleansers, as long as they do what your skin type needs it to do, and it's gentle, it's mild, and it gets all the gunk off, you really can go with anything that suits you and that you prefer. So this one, I will say, using it for the first time, I did alone, and I wasn't impressed. I didn't think it did what it needed to do. I don't feel like I got all my makeup off. I felt like I needed to go back in with something else. And to be fair, I do also at night really always feel like I need to double cleanse because I'm just so used to it now. But even alone, it's not something I felt like did its job. I needed a lot more than just a dime size, which is what the recommended use is, to get like a nice lather and feel like I was getting everything off my face. It also did leave my skin a tad bit dry, and I do have dry skin, just to put that out there. So if you have oily skin, this might be something that you really, really like. The price on this, let me get that for you guys, is $12.99. So, you know, you're looking at under $15, and you get over 6 ounces. So this will last you quite a bit of time. Plus side to it is that, like the balm, it has a nice minty smell. And I don't know, in the morning, especially if you're thinking about like waking up and stuff, that was kind of a nice added. But overall, it's a product that I would probably leave and not pick up again. So now we are going on to a mask. I was sent one mask. I think they have a total of 3 different types of masks. And first of all, I love the little packaging on this. I think it's just so convenient. It has 12 uses, it says in here, and this one I have is Photos Please Brightening Tightening Mask. So it has turmeric and kaolin clay. So turmeric I love. I have always actually made an at-home clay mask with turmeric in it to help brighten my skin. I liked it. You know, it's $9.99 for $10. I thought it did its job. But I will say I am a little bit of a mask snob. Like, I use masks a lot, and especially ones that you have to leave on. I feel like I need to see something immediately in order to feel like it works really well. This one was brightening. Like, I did keep it on for 15 minutes. It wasn't too tight. I took it off and I did notice that my skin looked brighter. As far as tightening, I didn't notice that, and I've used this quite a few times. I've used this entire line for about 3 weeks now. Maybe I need to try it a little bit more and maybe more frequently. But if you know you're looking at some of the other masks that are out there, I will say like Glam Glow is one of my all-time favorite lines for masks. And every time I use one of those masks, I feel like a new woman after I take it off. Like, there's something that I notice. I'm like, wow, my skin was really dull, and I noticed that, you know? But it is good. I would say like a mask like this for 10 bucks, it's a good to have. It's better than not masking at all. And I would say, especially if you're like in your 20s, go for it. This is great. Next up is a serum. This is the Just Breathe Clarifying Serum with willow bark extract and a zinc blend. This also has niacinamide in it, which is fantastic for acne prone skin. If you do have breakouts, redness, rosacea, those kinds of things. For me, I don't have too much acne, but I do have, you know, a little bit of redness and, you know, a broken capillaries. Uneven skin tone is always something I'm trying to battle. So I was excited to try this. Honestly, it's maybe not strong enough for my skin, you know what I mean? It just felt like I was putting on more of a toner than a serum, if that makes sense. I wasn't feeling like I was getting what I needed to get out of a serum. Now, serums you really use to target something specific. So if I'm using a serum for 2-3 weeks and it says that it's gonna help me with redness or evening out my skin tone, I'm expecting it to do that. And I don't really think that it did that much. So this for me, again, at my age, like at 37, this is something I would leave. I think I would just probably need something stronger. Like, I'm at the point now where my skin's been through it and it just needs something that's gonna get in there and just like, knock it out. This, I believe was, let me see how much this was, $19.99. So you're looking at $20. Honestly, if I were in my 20s and this line was out, I think I would really go in deep with it because of it having the added perks of like being clean and vegan, cruelty-free. I would probably pick up the entire line. This next one is the Fix Emergency Eye Mask. I actually picked this up myself. It is $17.99 and it is made with fatigue-fighting cucumber juice, caffeine, and provitamin B5. The reason I was intrigued by this was because I think like everyone else that's into skincare has heard of or tried or got their hands on Summer Friday's jet lag mask. This one is something similar in that you can leave it on, you put like a nice thick layer on, and you can sleep with it, or you can towel it off after 10 minutes. I will say that this is a pretty darn good dupe of that, and I love it, especially at night. Like, I think it does a fantastic job of really plumping the under eye area, not leaving a greasy, oily residue. I just think it does really good stuff. And since I've been using it, I do notice like the hydration around the eyes, which is one of the biggest things I always tell people to look for, especially with eye creams, because the first thing to go is the skin around your eyes as we age. That's the thinnest skin around your entire face. So when you start noticing it like being hollow, and obviously you can't add volume with a product, but you can help like the plumpness of it, you know what I mean? That's why hyaluronic acid is something that's really huge right now. And I even tell people, like, take your retinol and bring it up to the under eyes, and any eye creams with retinol in it is great, because that's something that's really gonna help just bring that youthfulness back to our eyes. So this is one I really liked. And here's one tip that I absolutely love. I share this a lot. Put it in the fridge and then put it on. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's really good. I like it a lot. Now on to the Found the Light powder with vitamin C. This is probably the one product that I am the most intrigued by. I think is the most innovative in the entire line, or I should say out of all the ones that I have tested thus far. So the whole idea is that it's vitamin C in powder form, and a lot of times you see vitamin C in liquid form, which can be very unstable. If you use vitamin C, like the minute you buy it from the store and you open it and you start using it, it starts becoming unstable and it starts losing its efficacy. So like, especially when you notice, if you have a vitamin C bottle and it's been like 3 to 6 months and you start noticing it getting all crusty on the sides, it's not actually working anymore. It's losing the potency that it had when you first got it. And so a lot of times people think like, oh, you know, I want to save this product because it's one of my favorites, I spend so much money on it. I'm like, no. With vitamin C, like, I mean, with anything in general, but like as soon as you buy it and you open it, everything has a shelf life, but especially vitamin C, it has such a short shelf life that you just want to make sure you're using it and getting the most out of it. So the fact that it's in a powder form means that it's not actually being activated until you mix it with something. So to me, that is just genius, because you have this in powder form. You can mix it with a serum, you can mix it with your moisturizer in the morning and put it on, and boom, there you go. This, I believe, is also $19.99. And vitamin C in general, if you guys do not know, is made for aging and dullness. It just brings clarity back to your skin. Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention is that this powder, it is made out of tapioca starch, so it is completely talc free. It's been 3 weeks. Yeah, I mean, I feel like my skin's brighter. Are there other vitamin C's that I feel like do a better job? Like my favorite Sunday Riley CEO. That's a killer product, you know what I mean? Like that, after a week of using it, I see the dark spots fading. I see all of that. Like this, again, I think is very innovative. I think over time I might be seeing some more results. They're a little bit more gradual, but and also I should say that because it's powder form, I can probably mix it with a stronger serum and see how that does. What I have been mixing it with is the Versed Skin Soak Rich Moisture Cream, which is my last product that I want to talk about. But before I do that, I just want to say that this is a definite yes, especially for those that have yet to venture out into the world of vitamin C. Do it. You won't regret it. Vitamin C and retinol, those are the two products that I tell people now. I'm like, just get into it, regardless how old you are. Start slowly incorporating those two ingredients into your skincare routine and you will not regret it. Vitamin C mainly in the morning and retinol at night. So all in all, yes to this. Okay, now lastly, we're gonna go on to the Skin Soak Rich Moisture Cream. I have been, again, a little bit of a snob with moisturizers. Like, I don't know why. I just find that some are good, some are not. I do have very dry skin, and depending on what season it is, I notice that my skin needs different things. And so I have no problem like making sure I'm getting what I need out of my moisturizers. So I've been mixing the vitamin C with this, and I really like this moisturizer. I don't know, it does such a nice job of really soaking into my skin. I feel it penetrating, but it's not greasy. It doesn't have a crazy residue. I don't wake up feeling oily. With that said, I have asked other people and they have said that they have woken up with more oily skin. So I would say if you have dry skin like I do, this might be your best friend. If you have oily skin, you may be impartial to this or you may not like this. Or if you have oily skin during winter months, that might be a good time to use this too. This is going to run you $19.99. It's also made with squalane, which hydrates, plumps, and softens the skin, and then it also has red algae extract, which really helps nourish and restore and rejuvenate your skin. So, you know, there you go. All right, guys, those were the 7 products that I tested out. These are my honest opinions on this. I again really want to make sure I'm giving you guys my authentic viewpoint on all the products I test on this little series here. So that's it. I hope you found this review useful. If you guys did, please give me a thumbs up on it, and also share it and like this video and subscribe to my channel. And as always, I do have a little giveaway that I'm gonna be doing for this video for all my drugstore dealer dumps that are going on. Just check the description box below for all that information on what to do and how to enter. And then also all the links for these particular products from Versed will be linked as well below. And if you have any other questions for me, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time. Bye.